into the future. PBS Digital.
Last time on Everyday Edisons, Jen's stabilizing exercise device was prototyped and tested.
It did what I hoped it would do. Challenge you, challenge your body, challenge your muscles, and you get the most workout for the amount of time that you're on it.
Brad and Melinda's spill-proof bowl was branded Lupa.
It's unbelievable, really. I mean, I don't know, we're kind of in shock.
Gameplay was kid-tested with Chuck's homework-eating shredder dog.
We always have been struggling with the game, trying to figure out what it is, what aspects of the game make it fun or interesting for the kid.
And John's blooming rim form model was given a spin. Every great idea deserves a chance to change the way we live, the way we work, and the way we play. From thousands of ideas pitched at casting calls across the country, 7 were handpicked to be developed by a team of product development experts. Each idea will be designed, engineered, branded, and sent to store shelves. And each product's inventor will play a pivotal role in the evolution of their product. Millions could be made, obstacles overcome, dreams will come true on this season of Everyday Edisons. With the product development finish line coming into view for our second group of Everyday Edisons, our development team has been hard at work making sure that all the products have the chance to fulfill their potential.
Developing a product, it's a lengthy process. It has its highs and it has its lows. You start off with a design and you get real excited about it. Then it goes into engineering and it slows down. Then all of a sudden you've got a prototype and you're excited again. And then the brand comes together and the identity of the product. And that's what's happening in Joe's invention right now, is all of this is coming together, and it'll be very interesting to see how Joe reacts to his product. I'm really excited about the development of Rebecca's invention. She came to us at the casting call with just a concept, and our team has done a great job transitioning that idea into a product. It's now something tangible, and Rebecca's going to see it for the very first time. Lynne and Karen have always been very specific on what they expect this invention to do. But ultimately, it's going to be the design of the product that translates into the success. Assuming we get their blessing, we're ready to move forward.
Joe Casale isn't a cook, but he's cooked up an idea that our team has really been able to sink their teeth into.
You guys have made it realistic. You've turned it into a three-dimensional product that functions. You've increased its value in terms of materials and features, and have really done your homework.
Now Joe's self-described complete cutting board system needs a name and brand identity, hopefully one that's a little less cumbersome to say.
The prototype's really come along in its final evolution, and we've done all the market testing we need to do. And so we turned our attention to brand. And actually, I have to tell you, we really struggled naming this product. Some of them, you know, it comes to you in the left lane on the highway, and, you know, or you wake up out of the middle of the night, or it takes blood and sweat and tears. It was tough. I mean, we went through, I think we did 7 rounds of naming on this product, which is, I mean, that's a lot. In English, there's very few interesting words associated with chop or cut. So after we looked at kind of, you know, Cuisinier and Choptastic, and we were getting, you know, kind of stupid with it, you know, Chop Boyardee and, you know, really stupid stuff. We found a word that we liked, and it means, it has connotations of measure. It has a couple of meanings in Latin, but one of them is associated with quantities and measures. So we looked at modus.
Modus. Yeah, that's great.
When we started looking at it from a trademark standpoint, anything that's this kind of module, modus, that kind of thing, it was very, very crowded.
If you get the right branding name, it's gonna, register with people and they're gonna remember that name.
So the next one actually we came up with is a French word, and it's panache. Now this is a little bit better. I mean, we're starting to get the feel that you need for a kitchen product, and we liked panache a lot. But again, it wasn't quite right, and we had some concerns about the trademarking again.
Branding for a product like this was probably a challenge.
And then finally we come to the last one, and it's called koku. And a koku is a measure of rice that will feed a person for a year in medieval Japan. And we ultimately chose this for the product for a number of reasons. And one, we like the sound. Two, it has it's food oriented. And three, we think it really fits with the product well.
Oh, that's really exciting. I like it. Yeah, it's growing on me. I love the simplicity of it. I love the combination of the Ks.
I mean, I loved koku the first time it came up.
With a brand in place and a working prototype ready to be put to work, focus groups were formed to help hone in on a final product.
We wanted to make sure it was functional for them and that it would actually save time. And I believe from the actual testing that we conducted, it did save time.
What features did you appreciate? I like the sturdy base with some sliding door.
I like the measuring drawers a lot.
I like the compartments, the measuring compartment. I also like the height of it.
The focus groups with the cutting board validated for us that this is a product that the consumers are wanting and needing within the kitchen.
I'm always amazed by people's innovation and their inspiration and their perception of what the public is looking for. And my specialty is marketing on television. I see something like that as very demonstrable, easy. It's an easy sell. If the price was right, it does a lot. And I use a word on air called functionality. It applies really well to this kind of product. Great idea. Cool. Like it. Want one. Put my name down.
So far, Joe's cutting board has made the cut with everyone who's seen it. Now let's bring Joe in to see it for himself.
You know the team, we've been working on this together. It's always an exciting day when you get to see the product for the first time in reality. No longer do you have to treat it gently, I guess.
There it is.
Ta-da! Wow, look at that. Is that awesome? Beautiful. Should I play with it?
Absolutely.
Whatever you want.
All right, let's see here. That's the scoop drawer. Divider drawer. It's really awesome. You guys did a terrific job.
And then
yeah, I forgot about this. This is great. So you could actually grind and shave and grate vegetables right into the drawer.
And cheese.
Very cool. Cheese. And we have a table here so you could actually get your measurements down. You guys did a really awesome job. It's beautiful. I do know what it takes from going from a napkin sketch or a rough sketch to a finished prototype and then further on to a production piece. It's a long, drawn-out process.
I realize, Joe, that really most of this is your design. We added the storage for the second board and the grader and the conversion chart. But everything else is your design.
Oh yeah, I'm proud. I'm very proud. And seeing it today as a production shot is just awesome. But I'm going to be really excited to see it somewhere, hopefully a store shelf.
Grade school teacher Rebecca Byler has seen her grading pen idea go through ideation and get branded EduGrader.
It's incredible. I had no idea how much was going to go into it and how much you all would have it put together.
Now, after testing early designs and features with teachers, it's time for the final design to be revealed to Rebecca.
I think for our whole team, it's an achievement to work on something so classic. We want this thing to be stylish, we want it to be unique, and we want it to stand out. And the last thing I want it to look like as a final product was a pen with some controls slapped on it. We know there's a couple of things we definitely gonna have. We're gonna have an on and off button, we're gonna have a set button, a clear, a right, a wrong, maybe a rapid preset. Not only do we have something new with the functionality, but we also have something new with the design. There you go. That's your product.
Wow.
You can see we built everything we wanted to into it. It definitely stands out on its own, and we've got a couple other things. Notice this one's green,
Right.
and red one. Well, this is Granny Smith. That's Red Delicious.
Wow.
The colors are apples, and I'm gonna leave Branding to explain a little bit more of that to you, but that's your product.
It is really wonderful.
I think she really liked it. I mean, she's not a jumping up and down lady, but I think she liked it.
I feel like they've hit the nail because it's very simplistic, but it does what I want it to do. If it's too complicated, teachers don't have time to deal with it.
With a design and brand in place, the Edugrator's website was next on the to-do list.
About to show you your website. We just went in having fun with the site. Homepage has some animations and a little bit of a really short, small demo. Usually, we try to do our sites have some kind of cool intro or animation or some visual that catches you right off the bat. From there, it's a full e-commerce site, sells the product, has an in-depth product demo, a little bit of information about you and the show. Every time we get to show the inventors the sites, there's a definite moment there where you don't know if they care about websites. Here it goes.
Wow. How cool. After years of late night grading, that's where it all began.
And I think she liked it. So the demo just walks you through step by step how to use it.
It's great.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
Did a wonderful job. I didn't even know I was going to get a website, although I'm sure you need one for development. So this was just absolutely wonderful. He's obviously very creative and knows what he's doing, and it presents it just perfectly, and it shows teachers how to use it, so it's simplified. So I think it really does a great job of selling itself on the website.
So after watching her idea come to life on paper on the computer, it's time for Rebecca to come back in, see her final product, hold it, touch it, and test it for herself.
Okay, well, Rebecca, we thought this would be the perfect location, the classroom, for a very special moment in product development, and that's the unveiling of your product.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'm happy to show it to you. There it is.
Wow. Gosh. I can't believe this. This is real.
It's the real McCoy.
Wow. Edugrator. Gosh. Can I take it out?
Yeah, let me give you a tour of the...
Oh, okay, great.
Okay. Obviously, the display that shows the percent correct, the number of correct points, the number of incorrect points, and the maximum or perfect score. This button is the power button. This button, these two buttons, the up and the down buttons, are for programming the maximum perfect score. And then this button is for the each wrong answer. Probably have more fun working on this project than any other project I've worked on.
And it feels great too. That is unbelievable. I love it. You're the man. I'm just elated. It's just everything I had hoped it'd be and more. I can't believe this came from my drawing on a pen with a Sharpie. It's so neat to have a vision and then somebody else to be able to have it too and be able to take it and run with it. Oh man, I mean, I'm trying to keep from crying because I don't want my mascara to run. Yeah, I probably will when I get home. It's just something that's beyond belief. I've always been pretty shy and always liked being in the background, but this whole process has given me a lot more confidence. I mean, I feel like I can do so much now. There are not enough hours in the day to do all I want to do.
So in watching the show, do you find yourself saying, I think I have a pretty good idea? Many of our viewers do, but are scared to go out and test the marketplace. But we've gone around the country interviewing Hall of Fame inventors and business leaders who say now is a great time to be an inventor.
I think this is the best time to come up with an idea because there are so many ways to get it out there. There are so many different avenues of revenue. There's so many different distribution channels out there now. So if you have an idea, believe me, there are people out there that are waiting for what you have.
I think now is the best time to be a garage inventor, better than Thomas Edison's day or any other time, because of the internet, if nothing else. If at the very least you have access to the marketplace, you know, just as simply as setting up a web address.
Do-it-all moms Lynne and Karen weren't worried about the marketplace when they came up for the idea of an activity stroller. But last time we checked in with them, they were a little bit worried about how the development of their project was going. But after seeing some early design work, most of their fears went away. Now it's time for their brainchild to get named.
This was one product where the industrial design really, the industrial design and the functionality of the product really had a direct impact on the name. I mean, here we have something that is about, it's all about movement, it's about energy and giving your child the opportunity to entertain themselves while they're in a stroller, when they're in a place that they don't really want to be. Lynne and Karen they have two speeds, sleep and 150 miles an hour. They are always going, and they bring a lot of energy to the project. Were we nervous about showing our names to them for the first time? Yeah, we always are. When you first came to us, you had a really great idea for a cool product, and you had an idea for a name. It was Maddie Mac. We've taken a look at where that was and seeing where we could go. And one of the names that we really liked was Red Rover.
Yes. We did love that.
Okay. I'm going to turn it over to Matthew, and he's going to talk about some of the other names that we have.
What we came up with next was Skedaddle. Even though we really liked Skedaddle, we decided to keep going.
There's something that we think is even stronger than that. And looking at the industrial design, it really is, it's got these wonderful swooping curves.
That's that industrial design.
Yeah.
We don't see
well, maybe. Well, it depends on how you react to the name.
Okay. All right, we'll be good. We'll be good.
All right, so what we've come up with is we want to call it the Kinetta.
It is such a downer when they don't have a positive reaction when they first see the name.
Kinetta, because of kinetic, energy, action.
I definitely get kinetics and the motion part and the movement, and I like that.
The biggest disconnect was that the name felt much more contemporary and much more sleek than they had thought the product was going to be designed.
I guess, I don't know if we're free-flowing here or not, but it's kind of, it feels not warm, like it, maybe like a piece of exercise equipment or something.
I think, you know, withhold judgment until you see the product. And I think once you see the product,
I'm sorry.
You'll see why it meshes up beautifully.
Okay.
It was just one of those names that locked up really, really well with what the product did. It brought an energy to it, and it really exposed it to something that was much more consistent with what the product is from a design standpoint.
I am sure I can try it on and wear it for a while. I think it's just, that was my initial reaction, was like, oh, I just had a great workout on the Kinetta. I'm gonna go ahead and do the shower. Like, I don't know. I don't dislike it at all. It's just, I have to figure out if I love it. I think if I loved it, it would have been like, oh my gosh, I love it. Right. And I think I haven't. But again, it's hard. We haven't seen the stroller, and then where we last left off, it was pieces and parts. And so what we saw definitely does not like a Kinetta.
All right, the stroller moms have waited long enough. After spending 5 years on their own and a year with us, it's finally time to bring them back in to see what their final design looks like.
It's been so long in the process. So this opportunity was fantastic. We finally kind of came to this aha moment. There's not a book, or, I mean, we read books, we did all the research, but there isn't a specific book that says, if you're making a stroller that does this, do these channels.
There's a lot of concerns about styling. And I told you earlier, we conceptualized, we mocked it up, we've got movement for them. Don't worry about styling yet, right?
Right. And it doesn't look sexy, like Daniel said. It doesn't. So you kind of have to surround yourself. That would be my tip, I guess. Surround yourself with people who do know what they're doing.
These are just the initial sketches, and there'll be a lot more to come. So of all the projects that we've ever worked on at Everyday Essence, without a doubt, you guys have the most volume of work of anybody.
So it is amazing to see it in the eye of how a professional could see it being done. It's truly, what a gift. Yeah, it's awesome.
We have a brand and we have a logo. And what they did is they captured energy and movement in Canetta, the name, the brand.
Right.
And of course, it's its own brand. It's a new word, which means we can own it. We can really build a brand behind it. Okay? So what we've done is we've gone to final design, right? But we didn't have the brand yet. And you can see here it's a very generic product. Okay, it's kind of looking cool. It's got a plum color, but we haven't been influenced, inspired by the brand. And all of a sudden, we have this work that's done by creative that's really cool and something that you can implement into a product. So we'll go to the next slide, which is final design.
Wow.
Everything's fitting together and you have a product that looks established really quickly.
It's cool.
It's very cool.
Even the wheels have the Canetta logo. All the functioning moving parts have the Canetta logo. Anything that interacts and moves has that as a brand icon action button. It's a real product now. It's not, it is conceptual, but it's not a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's packaging together really well.
Oh my.
So it's the race car
Is it
strollers.
going to have a storage bag?
It is, and that's what we're going to do when we get to more movement, because we got to figure out if we're collapsing it or not, or where it goes. Some other things we added to it, we have the cup holder, and it actually has a stretch Canetta logo in it to hold it. And these little nodes here are shopping bag and purse clips. You see the Canetta logo? That's the point of movement. So you can kind of tilt that
I do
how
love
you
the
need it
logo,
to.
because now that you see it, it's perfect.
Yeah, now it's integrated in the product. It makes a lot more sense.
It does make a lot more sense.
Now I like the logo for sure with the stroller.
If you're wanting to establish a new product, this stands out. What's nice is it's not generic anymore. You know, it just looks like a product you want to go buy.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So now I gotta go have kids.
Go on.
Yeah.
Get on it, Daniel.
I feel subdued, and I don't know, I'm not sure why I'm subdued. I think it's, I love the colors, and I loved seeing the logo up with the stroller. I think it all kind of fit better. I think because it's still, to me, I can't figure out all the functionalities of it yet, but this still says stroller, and it's sporty and kind of athletic, and we like that. Like, that's the point, I think.
Because we're sporty and
We're sporty and athletic,
exactly.
too. Yeah.
Shipping a package and expecting it to get expeditiously delivered halfway around the globe on time is something most of us take for granted these days. But in today's business world, that global orchestration of shipping packages all around the world is vital.
This season, we've developed 14 really unique products, and many of those products are being manufactured overseas. To get the product from the factory floor to the consumer is a challenge, and sometimes we have the luxury of shipping by ocean. An ocean vessel typically takes 30 days to get the product from overseas here to the United States. But sometimes we've got to shrink the globe, and we've got to get the product here much sooner. To accomplish this, we've got to find a company that has the global resources to make that happen.
Welcome to FedEx's flagship hub in Memphis, Tennessee, where each day a sea of packages are sorted, scanned, and shipped. For the company that invented overnight shipping back in 1973, their philosophy is simple.
We can assure our customers that we can get your package to any part of the world, and you go on taking care of your business while we take care of the business of delivering packages. On average, you do 6 million packages per day.
Carrying out that philosophy isn't so simple.
As it says on our plane, it's a world-long time, so FedEx is a pretty fast-paced place. We have a lot of packages to move in a very short period of time, so therefore everyone has a very, very detailed assignment.
To do that, it takes 270,000 team members, 670 airplanes, thousands of those FedEx delivery trucks, and a whole lot of sweat and dedication.
Getting the customer's package where it belongs is our first and only priority.
So if the everyday Edisons team has a shipment of Kokus hot off the assembly line in Shenzhen, China, and needs them in Charlotte, North Carolina to fill an order fast, how do they get there?
A package, say picked up in Shenzhen by our delivery vehicle or pickup van, comes into the facility in Shenzhen, the RAM facility. It boards a FedEx airplane right out from Shenzhen, goes straight to Anchorage, Alaska, and then from there comes into Memphis. And then from Memphis, it distributes all across the United States.
A great deal of time and resources has gone into the development of these products, in the manufacturing, and ultimately finding the right distribution channel to get these products to market. But none of this matters if we can't get the product to the consumer.
So we've seen final designs and final prototypes as our inventors are getting close to seeing where their final products are going to end up, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Next time on Everyday Edisons, Jen sees her finished prototype, John sees his blooming rim realized, Brad and Melinda's spill-proof bowl redesign is unveiled, and Chuck's shredder dog learns new tricks on Everyday Edisons.
I would advise early on, because writing the application, you have to make sure that the application is full, complete disclosure, that it's fully enabled, that you have an adequate written description, and that your claims fully encompass the invention that you need to protect. If you have a claim that doesn't adequately protect your invention, it allows the competitor to invent around your legal protection and to avoid your patent, and you could lose everything.
Do you have an invention idea that you would like to tell us about? Want to learn more about the product development process? Go behind the scenes and learn more about the inventors, their inventions, and the Everyday Edisons program by going online to pbs.org.
We are PBS.